Some games become legendary for nail-biting finishes or team heroics, but others are defined by one player's pure domination. Today, that player is Anthony Edwards, arguably the most spectacular athlete in the NBA right now, both on the court and as a star of Netflix's Starting Five. These are the top moments where Ant-Man didn't just beat his opponents. He humiliated them with a mix of athleticism, power, skill, and bold showmanship.
With 2 road wins, 9.
It didn't take Edwards long to introduce himself to the NBA during his rookie season, and he did it in his signature loud style. Ant-Man delivered one of the best posters of all time over Yuta Watanabe. Truly superhero stuff.
They were lucky that wasn't turned over. Anthony Edwards, that time!
Sadly, it might also be the brightest moment of Watanabe's career to date. On March 18, 2021, Edwards scored a then-career-high 42 points, along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists, in a game against the Phoenix Suns, becoming the 3rd youngest player to score 40-plus points in NBA history. No Suns player knew what to do with Ant when he was that hot. Mind you, Phoenix was the Western Conference champion and top 10 defense in Basketball Reference's defensive rating that season. Ant-Man, as we know, doesn't acknowledge authority figures often. Just look at him toying with perennial all-defensive team member Anthony Davis.
Matched up with Davis. Oh, crossover, pull up, cooked him in 4-10.
Props to Ant for asking how AD's ankles felt after draining a mid-range shot over him. Sometimes Ant wakes up feeling dangerous. On days like this, it's probably best to get out of the way. But Alperen Sengun didn't get that memo, so Edwards made sure to remind him, twice in the same game.
Driving. Oh! Hide your wife! Hide your kids!
Hide your wife, hide your kids. In the final game of the 2022-23 regular season, Edwards recorded 26 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 4 blocks to help lead the Timberwolves
McCollum down the lane. Whoa! The Swats!
to a 113-108 win over the Pelicans, securing the 8th seed and an easier road through the Western Conference play-in tournament. Later in that playoff run, Ant broke the franchise record for most points in a playoff game, surpassing Sam Cassell's previous record of 40. Now, we are not instigating here, but we would love to see Ant-Man pay tribute to the legend with Cassell's signature celebration. Side note, Edwards also gave the Denver Nuggets their toughest series on their way to the NBA title. Edwards is even humiliating people outside the real-life NBA courts. In the 2022 movie The Hustle, his character, Kermit Wiltz, uses Bo Cruz's daughter to get him upset, then proceeds to destroy him during a draft combine scrimmage. Some people joke that Edwards didn't even have to work that hard to get in the character for the movie, because this is exactly how he behaves in actual NBA settings. You could see Ant started licking his chops early on this baseline drive.
Finding Edwards, driving. Oh, get out the way!
The Golden State Warriors threw Dario Saric to the Wolf, and Ant yammed on him like Dario owed him money. The Washington Wizards had no idea what was in store for them on April 9th, 2024, when they arrived in Minneapolis. Edwards started with 2 deep shots and proceeded to burn the Wizards' defense every which way en route to a career-high 51 points in a 130-121 win.
Edwards turns and...
Even going to the old-school moves with patented MJ turnarounds. How many pivots and turns did you count on this play? Edwards left his defender's head spinning.
Jaden McDaniels into the paint to Edwards. Wheels 3 times.
Where is the help defense from the Pistons? Anyone? Nah, they're just here for the free Anthony Edwards show. With Ant-Man, there's always a little extra sauce on a highlight. This time, the sauce was too hot for Xavier Tillman and the Memphis Grizzlies. You can't blame the Grizzlies for just watching Edwards go up for the alley-oop off the glass.
Cities, look at the moves by Edwards. Swashbuckling and slamming!
It's not every day you see that in an NBA game. It's still early in his career, but Edwards has already earned a reputation for heroics in the clutch, and not just on offense. This mad sprint in transition defense and the game-saving block on Nesmith at Indiana became one of the plays of the season. I've never jumped that high in my life, Ant said afterward.
For the layup, and I was just like, man, I'm finna go get this. I ain't never jumped that high in my life.
Major elevation time in Utah. Edwards got the steal, kicked the ball ahead and sprinted in transition. Alexander Walker fed it back to him, and Edwards exploded from the dotted line.
Another turnover for Utah. Edwards gets it back!
Putting poor John Collins straight into concussion protocol. Draymond Green thought he could get into Ant's head with his old man tricks. Draymond is talking to the wrong guy, the commentators warned.
Draymond's talking to the wrong guy.
With 2:17 left in the fourth, Ant sealed the game with all sorts of shots, finishing with 33 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, a win, and one sour Draymond Green. On November 6, 2023, Edwards lit up the Celtics in an overtime win. 38 points in 38 minutes with 9 rebounds and 7 assists. The vaunted Celtics defense couldn't stop him in OT.
Sizing up Horford. Pull up. Got it!
Ant created all but 2 of Minnesota's points in the extra period, hitting 4 of his 6 shots and assisting on a Conley 3. In Game 4 of the first round of the 2024 playoffs against Phoenix, Edwards led the Timberwolves to their first playoff series win in 20 years. He also surpassed Kevin Garnett for the most 30-point playoff games in franchise history with 8. With this clutch play, Ant-Man slammed Kevin Durant right out of the playoffs.
Edwards.
In Game 1 of the 2024 Western Conference semifinals, Edwards scored a playoff career high and franchise postseason record 43 points in a 106-99 victory over the Nuggets. He joined Kobe Bryant as the only players with consecutive 40-point games at age 22 or younger in NBA postseason history.
Edwards, 43 points, a new playoff career high.
What's even more amazing is that Ant did this while playing great defense and hounding the Nuggets co-star Jamal Murray into a miserable game. That playoff career high didn't last long. Ant got 44 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists just 3 games later, setting a new high in franchise postseason record.
Edwards tries to untether himself from the defense with a spinning fadeaway.
Showing once again that the reigning champs had no answers for him. One of the loudest plays of the last playoffs was Ant's dunk all over Mavericks center Daniel Gafford in Game 3 of the conference finals. No time for business decisions. And we gotta respect Gafford for that, but he paid dearly.
2 road wins, 9.
During his stint with Team USA at the 2024 Olympics in Paris, Ant-Man unloaded on Puerto Rico for 26 points in 18 minutes, adding 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. He knifed through the defense and torched the nets from deep, capping it off with a windmill dunk off a steal.
Stolen there by Anthony Edwards.
And he didn't forget to ask Puerto Rico's bench how they liked it. From record-breaking stat lines and legendary games to spectacular plays, Anthony Edwards continues to prove why he's arguably the most electrifying player in the NBA right now. Whether he's dunking on an entire team or destroying NBA legends in the clutch, he's writing his own history. And we've got a front row seat. If you enjoyed these incredible highlights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on any of our future content.